True Triton, Otis Watson.
Thank you all very much. You're very kind. Just to close the book a little bit on one of those news articles, in '76, I was a student regent on the selection committee for regents for the UC, what is this? University of California, I guess. UC, whatever this is. For the University of California Board of Regents, and I was promoting at that time the need for a Hispanic, what we now call Hispanic, Latino. At the time in the '70s, it was Chicano or Chicana, and so I was promoting a Chicano or a Chicana to be appointed to the Board of Regents, and I'm happy to say that that year, Governor Brown, during his first administration, appointed 2 individuals to the Board of Regents. And one of them was a Chicano that year. So it's something I'm very proud about. Chancellor Kosla, members of the True Triton Selection Committee, and members of the UC San Diego Alumni Association Board of Directors, thank you very much for this outstanding honor. I am deeply humbled. I also like to give special thanks out to Janelle Dean, Paula Thomas, Zara Ignos, Jesus Sanchez with the Alumni Office for their assistance in getting out invitations to my invited guests, as well as this wonderful video that they produced. I would be remiss if I did not recognize my wife, Linda Walker Watson, for her support. As well as my colleagues from the UC San Diego Silicon Valley Regional Chapter, who nominated me for this award. Mr. Marion Wheeler, who's unfortunately is absent today, Ms. Colette Rudd, Mr. Jeff Fenton, and the president of the Silicon Valley chapter, Mr. Brian Bumgardner. Will Linda and the 3 of you please stand? Lastly, a special thank you go out to all of my special invited guests who came out to attend this luncheon to help celebrate with me, as well as some of my friends who just wanted a free lunch on a Saturday afternoon. If you came out based on an invitation on me, would you please stand and be recognized as well? If you ever received a call on your cell phone while you were driving on the freeway from the chancellor of a major university, your first reaction may be, as it was mine, I didn't do it, and I don't know anything about it. But then Chancellor Kosla went on to say that I had been nominated and unanimously approved for the True Triton Award. Now, when I graduated in 1976, there was no True Triton Award. In fact, there was no alumni association. In 1976, when you graduated, your alumni association were the 5 or 10 names and addresses you had in your 3-ring spiral binder. That was your alumni association. So I had to do a little research to find out about what is this thing called True Triton Award. You know, what is this all about? What are the benefits and what are the responsibilities of being a True Triton? And as far as the benefits, I did research, heavy research on this, and I found out that since 2013, if you ever are selected to be a True Triton, you no longer have to take out trash on a Tuesday night. You no longer have to fix coffee in the morning or clean the house. And if a True Triton has a favorite dish, and the True Triton wants that favorite dish at 9 o'clock at night, then the True Triton ought to get that dish at 9 o'clock at night. But there are some responsibilities I found out as well. A true Triton is someone who gives back to UC San Diego consistently and represents the university to the highest esteem. And that's what I like to do today. Now, to prevent a female high-heel shoe from being thrown at my head right now, let me first tell my wife that these are not checks from our revocable trust account. These are checks from my own personal checking account, and therein lies the reason why these checks might be just a little bit smaller than what they could be. They are in various amounts. I support a lot of causes here, but there are 3 causes that I support here that I will always, always support if I don't have any other money to give. And these are, they're payable to either the UC San Diego Foundation for the benefit of, or the San Diego Foundation for the benefit of. So you can't run out to the ATM this afternoon and deposit them and get cash back. The first check is made payable to the UC San Diego Foundation for the benefit of the Mary S. and Joseph W. Watson Endowed Scholarship Fund. Now, as you heard when I was here at UC San Diego as a disc jockey, we had our own Brothers 3 of Southern California organization. We emceed for some very good entertainers. I emceed for Bloodstone. For those of you who remember Bloodstone, one of my other partners emceed for the main ingredient in the original Kool in the Gang. So we did a little bit. We did all right. And we also threw parties here on campus. Well, a couple of times we came up short and didn't have enough funds to throw a party. So one time I went to Dr. Watson, who was the provost of Third College at the time, and of course now it's Marshall. And I said, Dr. Watson, I have a business proposition for you. And so as you can imagine, this 18, 19, 20-year-old kid comes speaking up to the provost, and so he was kind. He didn't embarrass me. He said, Otis, what's your proposition? I said, as you know, I throw parties here. We're in room 201 all the time, and people enjoy themselves. And I have an arrangement with the campus police. They really enjoy our parties. The audiovisual department, I rent my equipment from the audiovisual equipment. We do professional flyers. And it would be a benefit, I think, to you and UC San Diego if I can continue to throw parties here on campus so that the students don't have to go off campus, get in trouble, have you called on a Saturday night to come get somebody out of jail because of a party. The women can go to Fashion Valley Mall and buy dresses, go to the beauty shop, the men can get haircuts, and everyone can really enjoy themselves. So, Dr. Watts, he said, well, how much is it, Otis? I said, well, it's $500. So Dr. Watson gave me $500 to put on a Brothers 3 event, and he did that a couple of times. So when he retired as vice chancellor of student affairs for this university, I came down, and we were in the Atchison Pavilion, and I made a promise to him. And my promise was, every year I'm able, I will always make a contribution to the Mary S. and Joseph W. Watson Endowed Scholarship Fund for the help he gave me while I was throwing parties at UC San Diego. So Dr. Watson, this is your contribution. Good. The next check is also made payable to the UC San Diego Foundation for the benefit of the UC San Diego Triton women's basketball team. And I won't go into my affinity for women's basketball and that I'm a booster for the Stanford women's basketball team as well. But each year, I try to do something as much as I can to assist the Triton women's basketball team here. And so for the past few years, I've always been hosting a pizza party for all the team members and all the coaches at the end of the first practice of the year. or at the end of the first week of the first practice of the year. So on behalf of the UC Triton Women's Basketball Foundation, Danielle, Diana, you guys want to come up and get this?
So Otis started this great game for UC San Diego, between UC San Diego women's basketball and Stanford. And the joke is every time, it's a couple weeks before the game, I'm like, okay, Otis, what color are you going to wear? And so I was really happy to see in that last photo you were wearing all blue. Thanks again.
And my last contribution for 2018 so far, because there's always contributions, as you know, is payable to the San Diego Foundation for the benefit of the UC San Diego Black Alumni Scholarship Fund. Now, those of you who contribute to the UC San Diego Black Alumni Scholarship Fund pretty much know that there's two funds that we have, restricted accounts for scholarships. One is the UC San Diego Black Alumni Scholarship for Arts and Humanities, and the other one is the UC San Diego Black Alumni Scholarship for Engineering, Math, and Science. But what you may not know is that we do have a third account. That third account is called the Field of Interest account. It's an operational account. Now, to run any fund, you have to have operating expenses because the other funds are restricted. So I contribute, I created, and also Manuelita created, and Dr. Tony Jackson created this fund with the San Diego Foundation. Now, I won't get into why we have 3 funds with the San Diego Foundation to benefit African American students away from the campus, because that's a whole 209 discussion. So I won't get into that. I won't get into that. But we created this operational fund so that when we need to send you, donors, letters thanking you for your support, we have funds to do it. If we need to go to the Office of the President in Berkeley and fight for the issues of African American and other students of colors, as well as staff and faculty here at UC San Diego, we use the operational account to do that. So for the benefit of the UC San Diego Black Alumni Fund, this is a donation to our UC San Diego Black Field of Interest Fund. And Manuelita, would you come and get this, please? Now, as I'm giving out these checks, I could feel the chancellor's eyes on me saying, well, what about the non-traditional capital campaign, And I would say to you, I got you covered. I just need to cash in a few more plastic bottles for that fund, As I conclude my remarks, and I appreciate the time, I'd like to offer a message to my fellow alums as well as students who will be alums one day. If I mention the name Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. to you, some of you may think about his great I Have a Dream speech. Some of you may think about the old Negro spiritual, We Shall Overcome. And then some of you may even think about the Honorable Congressman John Lewis, who will be here on campus June 16th at the Price Center for our all-campus commencement exercise. But in my opinion, one of the greatest speeches that Dr. King ever gave to alumni, students, and administrators happened on October 26, 1967 at Barrett Junior High School. And the title of the speech, this was 6 months before he was assassinated, the title of the speech was, "What is Your Life's Blueprint?" Now, I'm not going to give you an oratorical interpretation of that speech today, but I am going to give you a homework assignment and ask you between this weekend and next weekend if you would go on YouTube and type in Martin Luther King Blueprint of Life speech, it'll pop up. And what you will see is two versions. You'll see a 2-minute, 29-second version of the speech and a 20-minute, 39-minute version of the speech. I would encourage you to take a look at the 20-minute, 39-second version of the speech because you'll get his introduction, you'll get Dr. King as he warms up to give you that Blueprint Life speech. And I think that that would be something that you would truly, truly enjoy. Now, the only addendum I would place on the speech of Dr. King with respect would be that even with a blueprint of life, as alums, your foundation may become rattled. And the reason it may become rattled is because you may run into speed bumps in life that will throw you off course, change everything you may want to do in life that you had planned to do when you graduated from UC San Diego. Not all of you will become engineers, scientists, lawyers, doctors, astronauts, social science professionals from UC San Diego. Flash, newsflash, some of you may become homeless because of the various speed bumps in life you will run up against. And that's not fake news. But I tell you this, even if you do become homeless, you keep one thing in mind. You become the best, the brightest, and the most organized homeless person out there. Why? Because you graduated from UC San Diego. You are one of the best. And very few people have an opportunity to attend and graduate from this outstanding university. So I say to you, my alums, no matter how many speed bumps you run into in life and get thrown off your course, there's always 3 things that you always have control over. And those are your ABCs, your attitude, your behavior, and the choices you make in life. Thank you all very much for this award.